on, everybody? Game Time Brian here, otherwise known as the mailman, just leaving work. I just wanted to touch on a couple things from the mini camps this afternoon. Just listening to Brian Broaddus on 105 through the fan. You gotta keep it real. I gotta go for my source here. He had some interesting takes from the mini camp. I don't know if this means anything, but the rookie wide receiver, Camonte, I'm not sure of his first name, Drummond, was working in the backfield. He's a receiver now, so I'm just curious if we're going to see more of this, more like receivers lining up in the running backs from time to time. Just something to throw out. I'll just touch on a key points. Bright spot out there. Real bright spot was our running back, Deuce Vaughn, out of Kansas State. He was looking pretty dominant out there, they said. Now, keep in mind, it was no contact, very light. They're tired of getting fined at these mini camps, but still, they were doing these drills where you run away towards the sideline, around, and then the defensive player has to then try and touch, or what they would call tackle. Now, they're not tackling, but, Deuce would run to the sideline. He would run laterally, and then he would circle the cone to go upfield. Nobody could touch him. When he put his foot in the ground and and takes off, it was very impressive. So that's good. Now, Brian did say that he's real small, but I'm telling you, he's not going to be the bell cow, because we know we got Pollard. Okay, Deuce Vaughn is going to be that change of pace guy. He's going to be one of those guys. He's going to be hard to stop if you line him up. Good luck trying to cover that little guy. More good news: Tony Pollard was out there lightly working. Coaches already came out and said he's ready to take the lead role. So all of us, me included, we're talking. Now, listen, he ain't going to see any playing time. He ain't going to see any playing time in the preseason. Maybe a couple snaps. I highly doubt it. You know how the Cowboys do it. Look for Malik Davis and Ronald Jones to, try and make the team, because that's not a foregone conclusion. If Tony's that healthy, don't be surprised if they go Tony, Deuce, Malik, Rico Dowdle, and Ronald Jones as a veteran may not make the team. But I'm getting ahead of ourselves. But Pollard looks good. Our right tackle, Terrence Steele, he wasn't on the 7-on-7 drills, but looks good. Was doing stuff on the side, like I told you guys 3 months ago. He'll be ready to go, full go, on training camp. Now, I still think they'll be careful. One interesting note: they had Matt Waletzko as the a swing, like I already said. He's going to be the swing tackle. They had Tyron at right tackle for now, so it'll be interesting how this all plays out. I'd be lying if I told you what was going to happen, because I don't know. Is Tyron going to play right tackle? Is he going to play left? If he's going to, I'm still saying they're going to put Steele at right tackle. They're going to put Tyron. They're going to try and keep him healthy and start him at left tackle. And then they'll kick Tyler in to play left guard. They had Ball playing. Now, Ball supposedly bulked up this offseason. I guess Josh Ball knows his ass is on the line. because he bulked up and he was playing right guard. And the rookie out of Farniak was playing left guard, and they even had the rookie out of North Carolina. His name is slipping me. Islam Richardson, maybe. Anyway, he was playing some left guard and left tackle, and he was holding. No, he was playing left guard. He was holding his zone. Well, he was getting a little overpowered by the stud in the middle, Mozzie Smith. So, interesting fact, Bossman was playing some safety. I mean, I know they really like him as a special teamer. So the fact that Bossman is now playing safety, he's not exclusive safety. Maybe they're looking there, I had made a comment, this was before the draft, saying a surprise cut to me would be Malik Hooker. I don't think it's going to happen, but just looking at the salaries, I just said he would be a candidate. I would not do that, especially this year. Jordan Lewis is coming off the foot. He did not partake. He did stuff on the side. And there's a guy, Isaiah Land. He's the defensive end. I'm hearing he looked huge out there. He's the guy from the small school who set the sack record. He had 19 sacks this year. I really liked him, after they picked him up and I dug in and looked at some of the stats. He's from a small school, but he stands out. So that's good. The only thing I did hear, and Brian Broaddus did touch on this, was Dak Prescott. He was talking about Dak. Was asked in a, like after the practice, the OTA, he was asked about him and McCarthy sitting down, going over all of the interceptions. Remember, like McCarthy came out and said, we're going to go over each interception. Dak kind of pushed back on that. He kind of said to McCarthy, he really didn't sit down and go over. He kind of threw a little shade on McCarthy, and I don't think it was necessarily McCarthy. Go back and check out that interview. It was more that the narrative now is that all those interceptions were his fault. Now, he missed, 5 games and still threw 15 interceptions. He was very confident. But this all goes back to the offensive scheme change. The two-way routes, it didn't seem like they clicked this year with, some of these guys, without Amari, with Gallup being injured, not being 100%. It just didn't seem like they were on the same page, and he wasn't willing to he was kind of pushing back. And then I thought about it. Brian did point it out. There's a good chance he's going to have a contract extension, and he does not want to have the narrative that he is a guy who's at blame of throwing all those interceptions. So, Brian's under the impression that he's still going to throw some interceptions just because he knows where he wants to throw the ball. Now, less of the two-way routes, this West Coast, this could be the savior. I mean, we're saying this like he didn't lead the league in points scored when he was in the lineup, because that was a fact. But, it is what it is. That kind of did a little pushback, which I'm glad to see. I mean, Dak is the ultimate team guy. What I would say is Dak will always take the blame, especially during the season after a game. He'll always deflect to his teammates if they have success, and if they don't have success, he will shoulder all of the blame. But you know, he's kind of getting shit on out there. And listen, he is accepting responsibility, but it was no way all of his responsibility. It just wasn't. Another good, one last thing. Another good news is Michael Gallup is looking a lot more like himself. And we should have expected this, people. We should have expected Michael Gallup, after having yet another torn ACL on that same knee, that he was going to be slow. I kind of wish, now that it's over, I'm glad he played, because now that it's that much further behind him. But, he almost probably shouldn't have played, but now that it's over, I'm glad he did, because it's that much more in the past. He's going to hit the ground running. Didn't hear anything on Jalen Tolbert. Like I said, it's literally early stages of OTAs, but some definite bright spots. And surprise, surprise, our linebacker slash safety extraordinaire, Jaron Curse, will not be wearing 0. So he will not be Agent 0, which is kind of interesting. That was just all hype and Twitter and tweets and all that. So he will not be wearing 0. He will be wearing his 27. And I don't know, I kind of wish Overshown. He's the last guy that I want to touch on. Overshown was all over the field. He was all over the field. He is going to be a jack of all trades. Mark Holmes had said that he's going to be the guy to shadow Jalen Hurts. I don't know that that's the case, but I know he could do it. Looks to me for him to have a big year and have a lot. He's going to be all over the field. He should be Agent 0. He did it in college. Let's go, man. Agent 0. DeMarvion Overshown. Let's go. I don't think that's what they're going to do, but I would like it. You tell me. Would you like it? Anyway, that's it for me. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman, just got home. Peace out.